triple check if we're rolling. I'm like, ah, imagine we do the whole conversation and then it's nothing. That happens.
Play and then we don't do anything because I'm gonna be like.
Welcome back to On The Rail with Techno Tawsh, guys. I'm super excited and honored to be with the guests here tonight, and we've got more coming on because we're right outside of Altenburg 1964 here in Prague, throwing our party with Teenage Mutants, their label party TRAGEDIE, and it's called Berlin Rave in Prague. And I'm actually here with Mattia Saviolo, which we actually discovered because Teenage Mutants played them in one of their sets in Berlin, and we've been playing Mattia ever since on the show. So I'm super excited to get to know him a little bit, and he can let us know more about his musical journey in techno.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So welcome, Mattia.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm here with pleasure, and yes, I will, of course, answer all the questions you want.
So I know that you are originally from Padova in Italy,
that's correct.
And you decided to move to Berlin. So I'm curious to know what your experience has been like moving to Berlin. What led you to that decision, and how has that impacted your life personally and professionally?
So this happened back in 2019. This means 6 years ago, and I think this was one of the best decisions that I made in my life. In Italy, in that period, I don't know, I felt that the input for growing as an artist were too few. So for this reason, I decided that Berlin could have been the perfect choice. And this pushed my creativity a lot and opens a lot of doors, professionally and also personally. So I'm really grateful for that decision.
And I know that, of course, Berlin is a place where everybody thinks techno, they think Berlin. So what was life like in Italy and the music scene there, and the fact that you made the decision to go to Berlin for that reason? What was the difference for you?
I think the main difference is that in Berlin you are daily, if you want, connected with the similar artists as you, and you can definitely grow as an artist because, as I said before, all these inputs make you grow. And where I was in Italy, in Padova, which is a super cool city, good food, absolutely amazing, but I didn't have this opportunity anymore at some point because a lot of clubs were closing, and yeah, I just felt it was the time to move.
After Berlin, I know that you frequent Sisyphos a lot. You play there a lot. So I'm curious to know what your experience has been like. How did you get your first booking? What did that feel like?
So my first booking in Sisyphos was back in 2011 with my old project Macromism. And since then, I always kept absolutely amazing relationship with the booker and with the club itself. So for me, it's like a second home, especially now that I'm in Berlin. I play there every 3 months, so I cannot consider myself a resident DJ, but you're gonna find me there every 3 months. So let's meet, guys. It's gonna be cool.
For any upcoming DJs or people that are maybe looking to get booked at Sisyphos, do you maybe have any sort of suggestions as to what they should do to approach that?
Absolutely. For this, I would say just stay authentic and be yourself, because knowing the club for so long time, I can tell you guys, like, to be authentic and yourself with them, it's I think the most important thing. Just email them, send them your music, your podcast, your mix, and they're gonna appreciate that. If you're a big artist, small artist, they don't really care. Everybody are the same. And for this reason, I think it's a really cool place, Sisyphos. I love it.
Well, that's nice to know, especially for people that maybe don't know or haven't gotten any advice with that, especially if there's a potential chance for anybody to do it. So that's nice to know.
I would really say like that. Absolutely, I can tell you. It's appreciate. It's very open, and as I said, be authentic, and it's gonna reward you.
And for anybody that doesn't know what Sisyphos is, which I'm sure most of the people here watching probably do, but if they don't, can you maybe tell us what it's like for the first time if you're going to visit?
Sisyphos is like a multi-club place where you can find different scenarios and situations, different style of music in one unique place, by divided also in different rooms. and the vibe, it's the most important thing there. There's this sense of freedom, feeling of inclusions, and that's what makes Sisyphos special, I would say.
Okay, and I know that you worked on a really important EP a few years ago, Glitch in Time, which we love so much here. My respect. And
Thank you so much.
You guys called yourself the Italian Collective, and what's the nickname you have? It's the Sentinels?
The Sentinels, le Sentinelle.
Okay, so can you tell us maybe a little bit about what the Italian Collective is, who's a part of it, and
I can make you the pyramid, the CEO.
We put a diagram here.
So we have Enrico Sangiuliano is the president of the Sentinels. Then we have Alex Lentini is the vice president of the Sentinels. And this project started during the pandemic, where all of us got connected with Enrico and we start to talk, we create the group, classic, you know, on WhatsApp, then we start to interact, sharing ideas, sharing point of view, scenarios, and discuss also about music in general. So after that, it was more and more let's say, like a sense of growing together and start also like a journey. That's why I think at some point Enrico also felt that there was the possibility to release some unique track in his transient label, which is 920. And absolutely I'm glad for that, because I think for me it was really a big thing, as I have so much respect for Enrico and for my friends, the Sentinels. So absolutely. And the name, talking about the name, it's coming from my track Sentinella Meccanica on Kraftek. And after that we just put in the group on WhatsApp the Sentinels, le Sentinelle. So from then it just came like that.
And who had the connection with Enrico, or how did that come about?
I think it started simultaneously in different fronts, because the Sentinels are me, Enrico, Alex Lentini, Stombox, Antonio D'Africa and Sal. We were always supported by Enrico, so he always played our tracks in the biggest events, and it was, I think, really cool at some point to connect all together. And my dream one day is to make one track called the Sentinels, where every artist can, I don't know, put a bit of their talent, a bit of their vision, and build like a mosaic, like a puzzle, this track together. And that would be sick. I would be so excited. So guys, if you are listening and watching me, let's keep in mind for the future.
Yeah, we'll definitely look forward to that, and of course we will play it here on the show as well. And with Enrico playing a lot of your guys' tracks, and of course you in particular, I know that he's played your tracks for years in really big festivals like Awakenings, Kappa Future Festival, Tomorrowland. And what does it feel like having your music played on such big stages? And not only that, but I haven't actually asked an artist this before, what do you think it takes to be able to be on that stage?
I think if you have your tracks playing and being supported by the biggest artists in the scene, in these massive production festivals, it means absolutely that even if you are not gonna be, even if you are not there, it means you are in the right way at some point, maybe to arrive there, because it's like the test got approved somehow. And when it's such a cool feeling to see your track that is really smashing this ocean of people. And of course, you are dreaming to be there, but these are the first steps to make you understand that what you are doing is totally right, the direction, if that's your dream.
Yeah, I was always curious to know and hear, and I'm glad that you were able to answer that for us, because of course, I don't produce, so I don't know what that feels like. And I'm sure after years and years of working and producing, and you start seeing your track played and a second track played and a third track played in stages like this, I would think, well, when is the time going to come, you know, that for yourself? But also at the same time, I like that you say that it's showing you, it's kind of some glimpse of hope that you know that you're working and it's paying off, right?
Yes, it's absolutely the true what you said. It's really like the, I would say like the honest and pure true proof, let's say, proof that you are absolutely in the right direction, because if these DJs are dropping your bombs at this massive festival, nowadays that it's full of tracks, full of production, full of everything, it means that you caught their attention with your unique sound, with your style, and absolutely that you have keep going in that direction.
And you mentioned earlier Pleasurekraft, which I know you've collaborated with him a lot as well, and you've released on Kraftek. Do you want to tell us a little bit about why you think that you guys work so together and you guys have maybe a similar taste in sound?
Yeah, I started to work with Pleasurekraft some years ago, I think in 2018. I think my first track, was Twilight of the Idols, which was probably my biggest hit still. What is special to work with him is very picky. It's not gonna be easy to release there, that's absolutely true, but that was keep you also a bit challenging, and this is gonna push yourself to do better and better and try to experiment some other direction, because guys, releasing on Kraftek is not just releasing beats or sounds that make people dance, but I think his vision is to make people feel this music, which is different than just make the body move. And that's what I like about Kraftek and about working with Pleasurekraft.
Cool, I like that. Actually, that's probably the first time that I've heard anybody say it this way, especially on the show. I'm sure many artists maybe behind the scenes do, but I'm glad that you mentioned that as well.
I'm well studied, that's why.
Yeah, but it's also nice that you can put yourself in a challenging situation, because especially in today's kind of atmosphere in the techno music industry, and especially with hard techno becoming so popular right now and kind of trending and TikTok and all this kind of stuff, it's nice to see that, you know, the passion is there, of course, with artists like you, and that's why we're here. So I know that you obviously have spent many years DJing, but you also spend a lot of time in the studio with your production, and I know that you've mentioned at some point on social media that you're offering production courses, and we wanted to know a little bit more about that. What are you offering, and what value do you think that you have to bring to new producers and up-and-coming artists?
In Berlin, to connect also to the first question, you see the circle. Somehow we can close the circle like that. So Berlin was the right choice also because now I have the possibility to own my studio, my music studio, where I work with different artists, helping them to sculpt their own sound and improve their tracks. I'm gonna put my experience in production and also giving some little advice, career advice, how to approach labels. You know, back in the days when I started to produce, we're talking about almost 15 years ago, fucking old. So yeah, I would have loved to have someone open, because that's the right word, I would say, open, to share his knowledge, his experience in production, and giving some tips how to approach label, how to go in the right direction, if we could say at least. So that's why with the studio it's going pretty good. I'm very busy, and what I'm offering is music services, from co-production, one-to-one session, also via Zoom, remotely, mixing and mastering, everything that's related to the production side, let's say.
And where can we find your services if we want to sign up?
Absolutely, good question. You can find, you can approach me via Instagram, or you can check my official website, which is mattiasaviolo.com. Pretty simple and minimalistic.
Thank you so much, Mattia, for joining us today.
Let's rock tonight.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Altenburg!
I just want to say one thing.
Okay, the other organizer.
We love the horns. From Italy.
Yes, like that.
No, thank you for coming, brother.
No,
Seriously, thank you
course.
so much for accepting
My
the
pleasure,
invitation.
guys. Cool.
I mean, we like are like super proud because we play your tracks all the time.
That's
as you probably heard.
the best feedback I can have when someone say that you guys may play my tracks like that. Then absolutely,
Exactly,
I'm
and
more
it's-
than welcome.
You know, it's world class what you do, so there's I have no question about that.
Can you just tell us really quickly where we are, this boat, like what it is? The history?
Oh yeah, we are in a business center, and our conference is already going very well. It's a bit noisy, maybe. No, but we are in Altenburg, 1964 in Prague, and we have our Berlin Rave together with Teenage Mutants, Mattia Saviolo, Carbon, and Domek and George played as well. And we're like super proud that it's filling up. It's starting to look like Berlin style, exactly as we want. And it's our first rave, and we hope for all the best. And I think it's gonna be great.
I went inside and I thought, oh my god, this is really like Berlin, like the vibe, you know. So
If I say something, you can trust me.
And he would know, and he's German, so there you go. Awesome.